If you are new here, this is the most beginner-friendly complete web development course, and these are some of the projects we will be covering in this course. I upload lots of lessons per week, so please subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss any of them. I respond promptly to comments, so if you want to ask or say something, feel free to drop it in the comments. If you missed any of the previous lessons, the link to the entire playlist is down in the description box. Let's get started. Hey, I know what you are thinking. So you are probably thinking, are we actually going to be able to create a website with these petty stuff that we are learning? And the answer is yes. We are going to be able to create a whole website with these things that we are learning. I promise you, if we follow patiently, by the end of this section, we will create a very simple project, and then you realize that these can actually be put together to form a website. Please be patient and follow along. So we are continuing with our lesson, and what you are going to learn next is how to link files in your project. When you are creating a website or a web application, it's definitely not going to be only one page that people visit. Okay, so there will be one page. So for example, an NGO's website, so there will be the home page, and there will be a page where they can click to read more about. So usually see about us, and there will be contact us and all those pages. So there will not be one file, there will be multiple files that are linked together. So we are going to look at how we link them. Also, with your CSS, I told you CSS is responsible for the beauty, so we'll be using CSS to beautify our websites. CSS is also linked to the HTML files. Let's look at how we do all that. So before you can do all that, you need to have a proper file system, as I've always been saying. So far, we've been writing in this file, writing our code in this file, but I want to quickly show you how you put together a file system for a project. So let's open our file explorer here. This busy code folder here is the folder where we decided to store all our projects. So we want to create a new folder for the project you are going to do. So you can press here to create a new folder, and then you can name it. Okay, I don't like creating or naming folders with empty spaces. As for files, never do it. Don't name your files with empty spaces. It is not a good thing to do. Okay, so okay, I think I already created one to show you, but let me delete it. All right, so you go here, then you create the folder. So as I was saying, it's not a good idea to create folders with spaces, like to name folders with spaces, for example. So we can name this intro to HTML. These spaces that you have here, it's okay for folders, but for files, never do it. Even for folders, I still don't like doing it. What I will do rather is that I use I use hyphen, okay, like this. Or more often, I use what we call camel casing. So let me show you how camel casing looks like. In camel casing, the first word starts with a lowercase, and then every other letter that follows starts with an uppercase. So we write intro to HTML. Do you see that? Okay. Then you press enter. It will create the folder for you, and then you can right click on the folder and you create a new file inside the folder. And the very first file you want to create is what you call your root file. This file is usually named index.html. For virtually every website that you go, this is how they name their root file or root document. And you can actually name it anything you want, but there's a very special reason. One of the reasons is that when you host your website or your web application on a server, the server recognizes the file named as index.html as your root page. When someone goes to your domain or your website, so they type, let's say, myngo.com. So when they go to myngo.com, the HTML document that is named index.html is the first thing that the server will give them. And of course, they can navigate to the other pages through that main page that the server loads for them. So they can click on pages, and that's what we are going to learn. So you name this this file index.html. Okay. The next thing to do will be to create files or folders for your CSS and then your JavaScript. So you create a new folder inside the folder of the project. Okay, so you create a new folder, then you name it CSS. and that folder is going to hold all your CSS files. And then you create another folder still inside, and then you name it JavaScript, but usually shorten it, make it JS, representing JavaScript. Okay, we are not going to do anything about JavaScript for now. JavaScript is very interesting, and then we'll see it later. Okay, but for now, I want us to create one HTML file because I want to show you how you link it in your main document. So you create a new file, and you let's call it style.css. This is what you usually find programmers naming their first or their main CSS file. We press enter. So now we have our basic file system for this project, this intro to HTML project. So let's hide this. Actually, what I want us to do now is to copy everything we've been coding in the my first code.html and bring it into the file system that we just created, the project that we just created. So I want to copy everything here, and then I'll cut, or you can just copy and paste. Let me copy rather than cutting. So, and then I'll paste it in the index.html file. So now we can close my first code. Okay, and we can close this live service live feed, and then we open a new one. If your server is still running, you can click here to stop it so that you open the new one for this one. So you can right click and then open with live server. You can just click here, go live, and it will open this one live for you. Okay, so let me show you how you link the CSS file we created here with the HTML document. Okay, so you do that in the head tag. Okay, but before that, I want to let you know that it's important to leave spaces in your document. Okay, so over here between from the head to the body tag, you can leave one space just to have some nice organization. And then we are going to link our CSS documents in the head tag. Also, I want to leave some space just to make it a little clearer. So you do this link with what we call the link tag. link tag, yeah. It's very simple. This is actually not an element because it doesn't have all the three parts of the element that I showed you earlier. You'll see. Okay, so you write link, and it has three main attributes that you need. The first one is relationship, and that actually tells you tells the browser the relationship to the file you are linking to. So the relationship in this case will be style sheets. The CSS file, we call CSS files style sheets because they give styles. Makes sense, right? All right. So the next one will be the type attribute. So you have type, and then for CSS you have CSS stroke text. So this is the type. And then the last one will be href, which is very important. Without it, it will not link. Okay, this href, okay, is the reference, as you can see over the reference to the file that you are trying to link. So let me show you how this works. Okay, so you want to first know the location of the file you are trying to link. So this is our file system over here. This is the main folder, and these are the subfolders, and then this is our index.html file. So our root file is at the same level as you can see with these other folders. Okay, so if you want to contact or you want to link any of these folders, you just write their name over here. Sorry, over here, CSS. Now I've linked with the CSS folder, but you are not looking for the folder. You are looking for the style.css inside the folder. So you add a forward slash and then style.css. So as you can see, the visual editor actually tries to help you because it knows what kind of files are over there. So you press enter and then it completes it for you. That's how you navigate through files. Okay. Okay. So right. So when you are done, you close the tab. Right. So as you can see, this one doesn't have opening and closing tag or content. It's just one tag. So it's not actually an element. So you can save it, and then just to show you that this file and this file are now actually linked, I'll go over into the CSS even though we haven't done any CSS, and then I will try to change this line to the color of this line to red. Okay, so that line when you come here is this h4. Okay, 1 2 3 4 h4. So I want to change the color of the H4 to red using CSS. In order to do that, once again, you have to navigate your way to this HTML. How you use CSS is that you select the element you want to change in the HTML document, and you do that very specifically. So here, what I'll do is that I'll first hold this body element. Okay, I'll go to this body element, and inside the body element, I'll find the H4 element. Okay, so I can actually start from HTML. Let me show you how it works. So I go to body, right? So now I'm at this level. Okay, now I want to go inside. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for the H4 inside. Then I add H4. We'll learn more about how to manipulate this later. Once you've selected the elements you want to change, you want to add your style. So I just want to change the color to say red and show you how it looks like. Okay, it's not changing, which means something went wrong. The file is not well linked to our HTML document. Okay, so let's quickly find out what went wrong, why our document is not linking to the CSS. Let's go back to our HTML file. Okay, so we have link, relationship, style sheet, type, CSS. Okay, sorry. So this should be text stroke CSS, not CSS stroke text stroke CSS, like this. Okay, now let's save. Wow, there you go. So you see it's changed to red. That means our CSS file is properly linked to our HTML file now. Okay, so that is how you link HTML file to a CSS, your CSS to an HTML file. Okay, how about when you want to link to another HTML file? Okay, let's say this is the index, so this is the home page. Let's say we want to create another page, which we will call contact us. I'll use Camel Casing.html. Okay, so now this page will also have some content. Let me just copy and paste everything we have here. Control C, Control V. I'll just change this title to contact us and then save. Okay, now I want to link our home page to this page. How we do that is through an anchor tag. I hope you remember an anchor tag. So we can put it maybe at the top. You'll see that use an anchor tag. You remember the href attributes. The href attributes gives the reference to the file that you want to link to. So in this situation, the index file and the contact us file are on the same level. Okay, just like this CSS and then the JS file. So what I do is contact us.html. Sorry. Oh, let me close the tag. All right, and inside the content, I want to write click here to contact us. Okay, so when you click there, watch, you do see it's now on the contact us page. Okay, so that's how you link your main document with other HTML files. Thank you for coming along with me. See you in the next lesson.